Welcome back to Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. It is a Saturday. Had quite a bit of activity going on here today, mostly related to finishing lumber, but I was going to bring you along for it, but it was just so noisy, I had mercy on you. So I will show you instead what we did. And my daughter here, Maddie, she's just doing some cleanup. This was the big pile of boards that we had stacked here. And so cleaned that all up. That's ready to have boards again. And what we did over here, as you can see, this was the material that we planed out. So I've got enough stuff now to finish. A lot of this smaller stuff is what I'm going to use for the roof, to finish out the other side of the roof, and any of the stuff with knots in it. But a lot of the boards that are down on the bottom, as you can see here, some of them are very clear. So I don't want to just slap them on the roof, so I'll probably save those bigger ones for moldings and stuff, trim and whatnot. I know I'm going to have a fair amount of trim, 3-inch trim going around the windows and around the building. So that's going to be needed, plus eventually inside. Now, one of the other things I did, I'll just come around here. As you can see, we had the planer running all day pretty much, and so we got a bunch of sawdust we have to get rid of. But we also planed out the stair treads. I returned all the excess concrete I had. I had a bunch of the cement, I think 11 bags of cement that was on a pallet there. And I've just come to the realization that, you know, based upon the rising costs of the bagged cement, it's actually cheaper to order ready mix, even if you're ordering under 5 yards, and pay the $150, you know, surcharge because it's a small load. It's actually more to my advantage because it costs, the cement and the rock costs so much. So anyway, live and learn. So that's why I poured the actual wall with ready mix. Just come up here again. Come around here. So these are, these are all that butt cut. They're all now planed to 1 inch. These are going to be my stair treads for my stairs. So they're now on the dry side of the building. So they worked out really nice. I'll show you when I actually do the stairs eventually. So yeah, so we're just getting ready to, I'm just getting ready, I think, maybe to do a little bit of eave work here. It's getting dark, but I finished up this morning, finished the eaves here, so that's all nice and straight. So I just have the 2 ends to do. And so yeah, we will come back and pick this up. Welcome back to Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. I started a video on Saturday, and I just wanted to finish up, do a quick kind of summary. I am now complete with the eave work, and there was some question about what I was doing at the end of the last video that I had shown. And so I want to give you a little bit of a close-up of what I actually did with these rafters and why I was spending so much time on the eaves. Other than the fact I'm a finish carpenter as well, and I like to see things nice and straight and plumb, and so I'll go up here and show you. Now you can look down, I don't know whether, maybe you can't see this, I'm not going to focus in, but you can look down across that, and I've got a nice straight eave that I'm working with. It's trying to focus outside of it. What I did is I actually put blocks, and I'll come up here, see if I can get my camera to focus so I don't fall here either. If you hear some screaming, you'll know what it is. Okay. So in all of the eaves, I put these little lookouts on, and that gave me my spacing. So I've got about a 6 1/4 inch span here. Finished, I'm going to be about 6-inch trim. maybe 5.5. But you can see how I put these little lookouts all the way down, and then across. And I put them pretty much, put them pretty much in line with the edge of these rafters. So these are about 2-foot spacings. Now, there's a couple ways of doing this that you could get around having to put these blocks in, but I'll explain why I did this the way I did. Just give me a second here. Move my level. When I did the rafters, as you can see here, they're sitting right on the floor with this kicker block. So these are the gambrel rafters I showed you in an earlier video. Now, I could have technically squared this off right here and had my faceboard going on here, and then basically started my boards from here and go up. But here was the issue. By dropping this below, what it allowed me to do is it took some of the height of that bottom wall, because I'm over 8 feet. The wall, I think, is about 8'4", or more, 8'5" in height, because I was trying to get as much height downstairs as possible. But what that did is it allowed this to drop below and lock into the main wall, and made my roof line a little longer, my rafter line, but it also made working with these a little easier. So, you know, I didn't have to come down, make another snipe here, and that way I could level this way along my wall and level this way with these blocks by just running a line. I ran a line and a feeler block on the outside, so I ran a nylon line, and then what I did is I put just like a 1/4 inch block to hold that line out, and went along and just used the feeler block and set these blocks based upon that 1/4 inch spacing from the line. And so I could set it both this way up and down and in and out based upon the line, and it gave me a really nice finished edge all the way along here. So that was what I was doing, and again, it dropped me below the actual roof line or the wall line to tie this whole thing in, and it also gives the rafters, this outside point of the rafters, something more to rest on, because technically this end cord is setting right out over the wall, even though it's setting on a 2x4 coming out this way. This is a 2x4 here, and this cord is sitting on top of it. Now it's resting on this, which is toenailed in to the main wall. And so we are now done. We are now done all of the eave work, and I am now going to, hopefully before I go home, I'm going to try to put on, kind of drop down over the peak, because I'm going to actually board up from, come around here, board up from the top down this way, and that way I can work without having to get up there on the roof until I'm actually doing my roofing, when I can use roof jacks. And so trying to do it as easy as, you know, the simplest way as possible. Now I know it's not the most efficient, but I just didn't want to bring my scaffolding out yet. There's just one more thing I have to store, and so just trying to work off ladders and whatnot. And so I will show you what we have here now that the eaves are all trimmed. As you can see, you get that nice Jenkins head and sniped off look. It takes away from the height, you know, that peak that would have been up another almost 1.5 feet here. So it does a really nice job of finishing that off. And also, I find it easier trimming the eaves when I have that type of finish on it. Another couple joints that you have to do, but you don't have to go up so high. I'll go around and show you the back and call it a day here. So you can see it here. This back wall is, I think I may have mentioned in another video, I think this back wall must be close to probably 20 feet into the peak, but it is now all trimmed and we are ready to start laying the boards on. That's what I plan on doing tomorrow. try to get most of the boards on this side. So come around here. This whole stack of boards is now planed, as I noted on earlier in the video, now stacked over here ready to go. And so, as always, I appreciate you joining me. I know I don't know whether that explanation made any sense, but I tried as much as possible to keep everything in tight on the eave so it had a nice finish on it. My daughter's here tonight with me. She's actually been working, continuing my sawdust trail, and I'll just kind of come around here. I don't know whether you can see it up there in the woods, but way up in there we've come clear up around. We started down in here, we've gone clear up to our baseline, coming around, and now she's starting to come down here, as you can see. So the kids can actually make a loop of the property, stay away from the poison ivy and the ticks, hopefully, because they're on the sawdust trail. So as always, I appreciate you joining me, and we are one step closer to getting this building sealed up, and hopefully by the end of tomorrow it will be sealed, and so, or pretty much sealed. So until next time, you have a great day, and as always, thanks for joining me and my daughter Maddie. You have a great day from the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman.